Hi everyone, today we have Dave Butcher, the founder and director of the Fieldstone School in Toronto, Canada. Hi Dave, how are you doing today?
You're doing very well, May, and welcome to Fieldstone.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here.
Thank you so much. It's really nice to be here. If you could just start by introducing yourself. Who are you? What do you do?
Okay. Well, May, my name is Dave Butcher, and I am the founder of Fieldstone Day School in Toronto, Canada. And over the years, we started as a local school, but in the past 15 years, we've taken on a number of international students, and so we've developed a strong connection with China and many of the schools there.
What would you say are the main areas of cooperation between your school and China?
We have sister school relationships with a number of schools in China, and that involves sharing what we do with what they're doing at their school. So it involves video conferencing between classes or between individual students, because we often grow up with misconceptions of what another country is like. But when you actually are interacting with people from that country, you find out that there's 98% of things are the same. But there's that 2% of difference that we have to adjust to and learn about.
Mm-hmm. And having interacted with so many Chinese schools and looked at their education curriculum, what is your understanding of the Chinese schools, and compared to like Canadian schools? What is your thought? What are your thoughts on the Chinese school system and their schools in general?
Chinese system of compulsory education for 9 years, which I think was implemented in 1986. At the time that was implemented, the literacy rate in China was around 65% of the population. By 2018, it's up around 98-99%, and that's all a function of that compulsory education program being put in place. China tends to think in terms of generations. So they're thinking 100 years ahead, 60 years ahead, 30 years ahead. And so you see it when they're able to take an entire nation and bring their literacy rate up to those levels so quickly. That probably wouldn't happen as quickly in a Western country, because there'd be individuals that would resist or want to do it their way, and so you can't get that same organization overlaid on what you're trying to achieve.
Speaking of China's development, what are your thoughts on China's development over the past few decades as such a fast-growing country, and especially compared to other large countries around the world?
It's remarkable. My first trip to China, and my eyes were opened when I landed at the airport. They were further ahead in a lot of things than we were here. Technology was being adopted much more quickly than we were here. It just flip-flopped how I thought about the world. And that's why I think these exchanges of students and teachers is important, to see what is a Western world country really like, what are the people really like, and for us to experience a growing, developing country like China was, and to see it rise to where it's the second largest economy in the world has been amazing and laudable.
What is your perception of the relationship between Canada and China and its history and the mutual benefit of these kinds of interactions?
Historically, I guess our first major connection with China was through a doctor from Canada, Dr. Norman Bethune, who came from Hamilton, which is a city just outside of Toronto. And he went during the Sino-Japanese conflict in 1938. He went to China, was quite taken with the Chinese people and assisted them medically and helping them during the war, the people that were being injured and dying during the war. And anyways, he became a hero to the Chinese people. He made a very large impact. And that is brought up with me when I see people, and that was getting 80 years ago now that he was there. But then, as time went on, we entered into a more formal relationship with China. Under our first Prime Minister Trudeau, Pierre Trudeau, we put consulates. We had consulates in 4 Chinese cities and an embassy in Beijing, of course. And then the next major agreement, I guess, was more recent. In 2014, we signed an agreement of cooperation, investment cooperation between the 2 countries. It's a beneficial relationship for everyone, including those students who travel back and forth between the countries.
Thank you so much, Dave. It was really nice to hear from you. Thank you so much for being on the show today. And we're very happy to have had you. And I really hope that Fieldstone continues to grow those relationships with China, and that the school continues to grow. And with that, I really hope you have a really nice rest of the day.
Great. Thank you, May.
Thank you, Dave.